Hiya, Toots. Don't you hate when you could just feel that someone has something to say, but they not giving you all of the details? I got you today, okay? My name is Artemxs, and if it were up to me, I would adopt you all. So today we are tapping into what your person is not telling you because, like I said, when the energy be, or when the communication be absent, right, we be missing part of the dialogue. So I'm gonna fill in those gaps for you. Of course, we have 4 piles today. Here's the clip of the piles. Feel free to pause the video, meditate, really get into the zone, figure out which one is calling you. If the message does not fit, it ain't shit. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not meant for you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all of those good things. And otherwise, we are getting right into the video. Hello, Pile 1. So today we are tapping into what is your person not telling you. Gonna fill in the gaps on the secrets that should be spilled, but are being kept under lock and key. So nevertheless, let's jump right into things. For pile 1, what is their person not telling them? Okay. I'm not taking any reversals today, by the way. What is their person not telling them? What is pile 1's person keeping on the hush-hush? Ooh. Oh, that was interesting. I don't know if you saw, but when I try to put the card back, it flipped over 2 new ones. Okay. We have a row of major arcana cards, by the way. What is pile 1's person not telling them? I just thought of Scrooge or the Mighty Ducks. Maybe they're like a 90s baby or the late 80s. So maybe, or you are. So I get the vibe that they're older, or you are. Again, you guys are like close to your 30s. All right, so here's the picture. We have the World, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Chariot, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups, the Magician, the Tower, 9 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, pile 1, what is your person not telling you? They just conveniently are leaving out the fact that they want you to be their end-all be-all. They feel very fulfilled with you, but you guys are at a distance right now. And if they had the courage, I don't know what's holding them back. Maybe the cards will reveal it later. But if they could, they would wear their heart in their sleeve and, like, I was going to say, ride a horse. It made me think of Tangled when Flynn Rider was in jail and then took the horse and traveled on a boat and, like, far distances to get to Rapunzel's tower. I feel like they'll take a boat, they'll take a horse, they'll take a plane, they'll do what's necessary to come into contact with you. So we do have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Granted, they're not from the same set, but it's still a king and a queen energy, I feel. And then we have this Chariot card right here, which again is like driving towards you, doing whatever they can to close the gap between you and them. They definitely want a family with you, a marriage with you, some type of stability long-term with you. I feel as though they're really working hard and gathering their strength to, what's the word? To like utilize their skills and confidence to build something better. They're unstable right now. And they need to get their finances in order, and they need to get just things in order before they come into contact with you. Intuitively, they know this, you are for them. I don't know if you guys have met. Being at a distance, maybe you, the way they close the gap is viewing your social media, or you've met before and they kind of keep you in their mind's eye. Okay, for example, say you had a crush on Harry Styles, right? Obviously, Harry Styles doesn't even know you fucking exist, but you still keep them in your heart. You wake up and maybe you think about them, or you play their album, or you do something that reminds you of them. Not that you need reminding. You probably wake up and think about this person. You go to sleep and you think about this person. You do something and you're like, oh, I wish they were here for me. You're cooking a meal and you're like, oh, I can't wait to the day where we're together and I'm serving a plate for two. And instead, like, you know, when you cook food and then you have leftovers and you're like, I'll eat this for lunch tomorrow. But if they were there, this would be the plate you would be serving them. Or you work out and you're like, I can't wait for the day where we're working out together. We're going to the gym together. So like, it's easy for them to keep you in their mind because they see end game with you. You're like their motivation. Why is Amazon ringing at my door right now? I feel like that's gonna be them just coming out of nowhere, ringing your doorbell. You're gonna be like, oh shit, did I win the lottery? That reminded me of, since you're a 90s baby or older, you'll know what I'm talking about. The PCH clearinghouse or whatever, and they knock on your door and they're like, oh, we have a check for you. And you're like, oh my God, abundance, money. I didn't even think this would occur. I didn't even think I would be the chosen one, you know? So I feel like that will be the energy when they do finally arrive. And they're not dragging their feet when it comes to you or this connection. They're definitely trying to move with momentum or move with a purpose, because the purpose is you. So they're trying to close that gap immediately. But they want to clear out and they want to heal any problems or any shenanigans or any trauma, any shame, any toxicity, anything like that. So that that's out of the way and not disrupting any future connection. They really want to master themselves and their capabilities. I wouldn't say they're not confident. They obviously have this level of confidence if they think they're going to bag you one day and, you know, marry you or your end game or anything like that. But they just kind of have to, okay, if they're in their heart like, oh, one day I'm going to be with Amy. Obviously your name doesn't have to be Amy, but they're like, one day I'm going to be with Amy and it's going to be amazing and we're going to live happily ever after. And in their heart, they know it to be true, but their head kind of has to catch up. So they're trying to gain the necessary confidence or the necessary skills to feel worthy of you. What they're not telling you is that they know you're the one, but they're just busy right now. They know you're the one, but they're trying to be the one so that they can mirror that same energy back to you. But intuitively, they know that you are the connection for them. They just need some personal stability, whether with finances, again, with confidence, with some type of fulfillment they need prior to the connection. Like, obviously, you're going to fulfill... Oh, I just seen 1010 while I was recording. Obviously, you're going to fulfill them in the love department, but they kind of need to feel fulfilled within themselves prior to the connection. What is Pile 1's not telling? What is Pile 1's person not telling them? We have lightning, figure shit out on your own, which is definitely them. They want to figure things out for themselves. They don't want to come into your bubble and then they're like, oh, well, how did you get so confident? Well, how did you get so brave? Well, how did you do this? And I'm getting the energy that, yeah, you like to help people, you like to teach them, you like to guide them, but there's also a part of you that's like, I figured it out myself, so you could figure it out yourself. You know, they don't want to put that burden on you where you have to teach them. Obviously, I'm neurodivergent, so you know neurodivergency is always in my brain. I'm also getting the energy where, say they know you're non-binary, or they know you're neurodivergent, or they know you're polyamorous. Like, there's something about you that's Googleable, and they want to be able to figure it out on themselves. They want to Google things that trigger autistic people, or ways to cope with anxiety for bipolar disorder, or ways to soothe people with OCD. Like, you know, I just seen this K-drama, and it's about this girl, and she's a lawyer, and she has autism, and she didn't think love would really be in the cards for her because she knows dating her is a lot of components. But the guy that was interested in her, she'll talk about something and she'll be like, oh, that's hard for me to operate in this way because I'm autistic. Or she was having a panic attack and she asked her boyfriend to hug her really tightly because the pressure helps relieve the anxiety. And something happened and she was about to explain, oh, because it's my autism. And he already took the words out of her mouth and was like, oh, yeah, you need me to do this because it helps manage the symptoms of that. And she just looked at him like, oh my gosh, like, no one's ever taken those efforts to get to know me in that way. So I feel with the figure shit out on your own, not only are they trying to figure out how to adult or figure out how to be confident or figure out self-love or anything like that, but they're also trying to figure you out without you having to tell them, without you having to give them the guidebook, so that they can already be a step ahead. Like, say you are non-binary and you have certain pronouns, and say you're pansexual, say you're anything, like I said, that's Googleable. They want to have that information already down packed and solidified so that they are on the same level with you when they arrive. You don't have to teach them. They don't have to catch up. They kind of already know certain things. Obviously, when it comes to autism or when it comes to anything, it's a spectrum. It's varying degrees. So they're not going to automatically know everything, but they'll have a good foundation of knowledge prior to the connection. What is Pile 1's person not telling them? It says, have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. That goes back to, remember when I said you're cooking a meal and you have leftovers, and in the future you imagine the leftovers being for them? I feel like they can't cook yet. Maybe they cook ramen or cereal or something like that. And in their head, they're like, adult can not only feed themselves, and maybe in the past they haven't cared about feeding themselves, and they're like, I could live off a Hot Pocket for life. Top ramen is my go-to, and that's okay with me. But when it comes to you, they don't want to, like, they don't want to be lacking in certain things. Again, they want to mirror your energy back to you. So they're going to learn how to do the laundry. They're going to learn how to build a savings account. They're going to learn how to feed themselves substantial meals. What is Pile 1, this person not telling them? It says laugh. Where the fuck is your sense of humor? This gives me the energy that they're very serious about you. And usually they're very serious about their plans and their efforts, and they're trying to take a more lighthearted approach. It's giving me the energy, again, of a mirror, where it's like, I have this card, maybe it'll pop out. It's called Amaterasu, and it's a Japanese goddess of light, and basically it says we're sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light at each other. So they... Oh, we have Cancer energy on the board, by the way. And I'm also getting Capricorn energy now with this seriousness, where I feel as though they don't want to have that serious demeanor where they can't take a joke, or they don't have this lighthearted energy. They're trying to think future focused again. They're trying to look forward into the relationship, where it's like, what are things I can crumble? What are things I can let go of now to be a better person for you in the future? And they're like this serious energy of, I don't know, it could be when it comes to their work. It could be when it comes to their finances. It could be when it comes to the way people perceive them. They're always in this more like stoic, is that the word I'm thinking of? Brooding demeanor. And they're like, I don't want to be this storm cloud that's like looking over your shoulder. I want to be able to laugh and be lighthearted and have a more fun approach. A little more freedom, a little more liberation, a little more joy. And I feel like they've been distracted because they have things to do and stuff to accomplish. And maybe with a lack of romantic love in their life, which is you, they haven't really had anything to laugh about. And they're like, life is such a struggle and such a hardship. Like, it's not all shits and giggles. Like, there's a serious, what's the word I'm looking for? I used to be that same way. It's just such a serious approach. It's like anything I put out, anything that has my name on it, anything associated with me has to look perfect, has to look poised and presentable and this and that. And then being more intuitive, being more willing to release control is kind of like, oh, I could laugh about it. Spirit's got it. It's not, oh, look at these challenges, look at these struggles, look at this other thing I gotta do. And it's kind of like, oh, that happened. Haha. I'll get through it. One time I was at school, like in college, and I fucking spilled a smoothie completely down my shirt, all down my leg. It was pouring into my shoe, and everyone's freaking out like, oh my God, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I just started laughing, and I was like, it's fine. Like, I'll be okay. Just give me some napkins. And they're like, are you sure you're okay? Like, how is this funny right now? And I'm like, it already happened. I can't do anything about it. Like, maybe I'm meant to throw this outfit away. Maybe I'm meant to leave school and go home early to change. Like, I'm not pressed. It is what it is. Like, maybe they'll reimburse my smoothie. Maybe they won't. But like, haha, it'll be a funny story one day. Compared to a different response where you would have been like, what the fuck? I can't believe this happened. I fucking love these shoes and now they're the fuck ruined. And you just are like, okay, I don't want to be that storm cloud. I don't want to be that damper. They're learning a more lighthearted approach. And obviously, in their head, it's all for the betterment of you, but you really are their motivation for a better life in general. So it's also making me think of this other thing. It was like a mini, it could have been a show. It was another like K-drama type Asian show where this guy had a crush on this girl, and the girl he liked was like, oh, I want someone's college educated. I want someone who has their own money. I want someone who's able to cook me breakfast and do all these things. So he started rising to the occasion of being what she wanted him to be, or the type of person she wanted in life. And then eventually when he got the level of success and everything that would have been enough to attain her or, you know, get with her, he realized that she didn't even have these qualities that she was looking for. So he ended up going in a different direction. But long story short, you are the motivation to get through different levels of life, to increase the potential on what this person can accomplish in life, but it's going to be for their benefit regardless. So I feel like they're really trying to take the journey of the soul or go through a spiritual awakening or take some effort and effect to really be that person you're looking for, that person you consider marriage material. Pile 1. What is pile 1? This person not telling them. We have school. Didn't I say I was in school when that smoothie fell? Maybe they're going to school. I told you that. K-drama where the dude went to school to be what that person wanted of him. So he went to business school and got his degree and all this kind of thing. So I feel like they're going to school right now. They're doing something to level up. Or you could have even met them at school. You could have met them at high school because we have 17, 18 back here on the board. So maybe you graduated like 2012. Or you could be like 27. Then you would have graduated 2015, if my math is right. And then we have oracle cards. So I feel like they shuffle about you. That's something they don't tell you. They check in on you like, oh, what are they up to? Oh, when will I see them next? Oh, are they dating anyone? Like, that's what kind of keeps them sane. That's how they talk to you without talking to you. Your guys' angels convene, and your angels are like, nah, they're still single. They're waiting out for you. And they're like, okay, cool. I know I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to rush it, but I'm also not trying to drag my feet. Or they even watch videos about you. So like you're watching this video about what they're not telling you, and they watch that type of video on you. If you guys are a younger group, like maybe you're graduating next year, you're a senior in high school or something like that, they ask other people at school about you. Like, hey, did you see so-and-so? Do you think they looked happy? Do you know what college they're going to? Like, maybe they're even going to apply to the same college as you. They're willing to travel where you're going. That goes back to that, I'll take a car, I'll take a ship, I'll take a horse. I'll do whatever's necessary to be close to you. What is pile 1's person not telling them? We have Fatima, the mother of imams. Love is my language and gratitude is my religion. And we have Shekinah, the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything, there is light. I am that light. Excuse me. I did mention Amaterasu, which is the goddess of light. So them trying to stand in their light, which goes back to that magician energy. Having the skills, having the confidence, having the culmination to stand in the light and feel like they deserve you. Love is my lineage, gratitude is my religion. It gives me the energy that they're grateful to have met you. They're grateful for you to be their motivation in life. And even if you don't love them like they love you, they are so appreciative to have met you and for you to have triggered such a growth in them. And for some reason, this is making me think of when you're in school and it's like right hand over your heart. And it's like, I pledge allegiance to the flag. They kind of pledge allegiance to you, to have a certain devotion to you. So when they're losing their motivation and they're like, I don't want to study or I don't want to do this, you again are that motivation to be like, I'm going to push through because I pledged devotion to you. I'm doing this for, not for me, but for me to be the person I know you deserve. What is pile 1's person not telling them? It was too many cards. What is pile 1's person not telling them? It says you deserve love, you are lovable. Yeah, you see this arrow pointing, you know, lined up for the shot? That's kind of them lining up their goal, seeing the direction they're trying to move. All for what you deserve. Because you deserve the best love. You deserve marriage material. You deserve a reflection of your own light. This also gives me Sagittarius energy. So far on the board, we have Cancer energy legit, but also based on what I'm feeling. I see Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Aquarius, Pisces. I said Capricorn. We have let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally, which goes back to that energy of they're not trying to rush things, but they're also not dragging their feet. Because with their intuition, which is this Queen of Cups card that was here, with their intuition, they know they're taking the steps they're guided to take. And that means guided to take spiritually. So they can't push their luck, I guess you could say. Because they don't want to rock the boat too early or come present themselves to you and they're actually not as ready as they thought they'd be. So they're gathering their strength to work as hard as they can for as long as they have to, until Spirit is like, okay, that's enough. You're ready. And with allow this situation to unfold naturally, that goes back to that energy of the spiritual awakening or the journey of the soul. And it's just kind of like, again, you can't rush that. Now I'm also getting Aries energy. And we have Passion, which is funny because this is the card that I feel looks like Harry Styles. And I did mention Harry Styles earlier. It says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And joy goes back to that laugh energy when I told you they were looking for the laughter and the lightheartedness and the joy. So yeah, they have a passion to pursue this healing experience. Because they have a passion for you. And this says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And obviously Harry Styles is a singer, so I find that funny. And I said Aquarius, and I'm pretty sure Harry Styles is an Aquarius. I'm not saying Harry Styles is your person, okay? I'm not getting fame energy from this group. And if I had to guess, I would say Harry Styles already went through the journey of the soul just based on his outfits and his masculine and feminine balance. I feel like he's no stranger to growth, but it's just the vibe I'm getting. Maybe, okay, if your person is masculine, I feel like they're a feminine masculine. So they're just in touch, or they're trying to get in touch and find the balance with who they are, which could go back to the energy of you being like non-binary or something of the sort. So obviously you're a balanced energy. They're trying to balance their energy. Pile 1. What is this person not telling you? We have hidden, step out, courage, camouflage. Number 20, which comes down to 2, which is balance. Which I just said, they're trying to balance their masculine and feminine energy. We have the Weavers, fate, manifestation, decisions, number 18. And we have She of the Woods, peace, connection, home. Which goes back to that feminine energy I mentioned, She of the Woods. With fate, manifestation, decisions, it's kind of like they decided, obviously we have free will, and you're like, they're like, I don't have to do the work. I could just show up to you any kind of way. But they want to manifest you in the proper way. They want to have a connection in the future. And we also have 18, 19, 20. They're just out of order. With staying hidden, this goes back to that energy of you don't know them yet, but they look at you through social media, or they saw you at school in the hallway, or you guys had lockers next to each other, or in class they sat behind you, so you never really noticed them, but they definitely noticed you, obviously, to be doing all this work. And this gives me the energy of like hiding behind the hall, or, you know, peeping you at a distance. What is pile one's person not telling them? We have happiness. You make them happy as fuck. We have guilt in reverse. It says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth, which goes back to this tower energy. They're trying to release the shame, the guilt, the distraction, the regret of not talking to you sooner, anything like that. That's holding them back from this connection. And that goes back to that energy of, in their heart, they know it's you, but in their head, they're trying to play catch up. And it's like releasing the guilt. It also gives me the energy of maybe in the past they were dragging their feet. They were staying hidden. They were having that kind of disconnect where they didn't feel like they had the confidence to pursue you. But getting out of that energy where they're feeling guilty and they're feeling like the victim, and, you know, they're like, well, let me just rise to the occasion of being what they need me to be. Exactly. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. They're like, I could totally be a benefit to this person so long as I make the efforts to be better than I am right now. And it's not about changing yourself for another person, but all these steps they're doing is making them a better person for themselves as well as you. What is pile one's person not telling them? We have secrets. Exactly. They secretly are in love with you. We have number 39, which comes down to number 3. 3 makes me think of friendships. They could be your friends, a classmate, a coworker. Oh, too many. Pile 1. What is their person not telling them? Number 43 and 44 popped up, and it said flow and mastery. So again, that's going with the flow, trying to let this unfold naturally, but also trying to master themselves, master adulthood, something of the sort. And then we have number 50, which is 5. 5s are about change, and it says white buffalo calf woman, which is reverence. Reverence, that's that spiritual respect, which goes back to that intuition. They're kind of respecting the space, letting the things unfold naturally, following divine timing when it comes to pursuing you in real life. Because right now it's a lot of internal, emotional, behind the scenes efforts. What is pile one's person not telling them? We have number 33, which turns out to 6. 6 is about honing your craft. It says the pursuit of knowledge, forcing change. Yeah, forcing themselves to change and elevate, confronting their shadow, their toxicity, that darkness, experimenting with what works and what doesn't. That could even be recipes. That could be in the way they operate. That could be in changing their patterns. They're trying to connect their present self to their higher self so that they can kind of upgrade. The pursuit of knowledge, which again, that goes back to that school energy, but also learning your, I was going to say disease. Some of you could have like Lyme's disease or endometriosis or I don't know, anything, honestly. There's a million of disease and struggles and something, and they're trying to figure out what you can and can't eat. They're trying to figure out what's toxic to your growth. They kind of figure out what can benefit you. Maybe they're looking up herbology, remedies, something, you know, they're trying to gain knowledge about you as well as themselves. Or I also feel like they're going to the school of you, where they're just so passionate about the connection and about you that it's not like, oh, I have to learn this or I have to learn that. They're very motivated by the happiness that could pour out from a connection with you, that knowing you in this way makes them feel at peace or makes them feel connected more to you. And then lastly, from the tea bag, I'm going to pull 7 of these. Ooh, what is pile 1's person not telling them? We have frying pan, trouble, accusations. Frying pan, though, forget the trouble and accusations. Maybe the trouble is that they're burning their food or certain things that they thought may have come easy to them. They're like, oh, I watched MasterChef. This is no problem. All you got to do is heat up some oil in a pan and put the food in there. And then it's actually like harder than they thought it would be. Yeah. What is pile 1's person not telling them? We have unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes, which is, I already told you, I was going to say they're unitard. Maybe they're a dancer. Their intuition, okay, with this Queen of Cups energy. Self-care, self-love, intuition, their subconscious mind, all of that is definitely something they're following. Maybe because of you, they got into spirituality, or they're watching, you know, like I mentioned, those oracle card videos, and something told them, you should start a journey for the soul, or maybe you're a starseed, and then they looked that up, and that like triggered their pursuit of knowledge. That triggered their path. And with reverence here, there's definitely some type of spiritual interaction that catapulted them on this journey. We have boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. These boots are made for walking. Didn't I say I poured a smoothie down my shoe? I mean, it went into my shoe, and I feel like that's them. Something slid into their... Okay, you know when you're walking and you could feel a rock in your shoe, even if it's like this big, or if it's raining and then your socks get wet like that, those few little raindrops can completely change your attitude. That one little small pebble or rock can completely disturb your peace. So I feel like there was something, and it might have seemed minor. Even you could have posted something on social media and you're like, oh, visiting the crystal shop today. Can't wait to re-up on the goodies. And to you, that's something so minor and regular. But to them, it completely affected them and changed their outlook to some degree. And they're like, oh, I have to increase my efforts. Or even you could have said something. You could have posted something on your story that's like, I like a man who... I don't even know. And when I say man, I mean human, okay? Because who cares what gender they are? But you posted something that just kind of triggered this evolution for them. And they're like, let me Google what they meant by that. And then it sent them on a whole voyage. What is pile 1's person not telling them? You have such an effect on this person. Egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Yeah, we have the 8 of Pentacles here. They're no stranger, or they're not scared of hard work. And this says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So like they're willing to make an effort. Pile 1. What is pile 1's person not telling them? We have stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. And then stork and egg go together, right? A new opportunity that'll come with success and hard work. Pile 1. What is pile 1's person not telling them? Ugh, I don't know which card I want. Or what card wants. We have fly, a period of ill health or depression. But for this, it doesn't give me that energy again. And this, okay, when I said frying pan, it didn't give me that trouble energy, except the trouble was they can't cook as well as they thought. That started with an F. And now we have fly, which also starts with an F. But I told you again, a period of ill health, depression, it doesn't really give me that vibe. I feel like they want to be a fly on the wall so they can really like know you and see you and pick up on the things you like. So they can go do that. Like maybe you're like, oh, I really like a musician. They're out here trying to learn the guitar. I really like someone who expresses their feminine nature. They're out here painting their nails. Like they're figuring out what you like and figuring out what works with them. Because again, they're not completely changing themselves for you. They're just rising to their higher occasion. So they're trying to figure out what that thing is. And the depression energy, if it is there, it's just they're kind of depressed that they don't get to be with you yet, that there's still work to do, but they know it's for the greater good, so they get over it. And with F2, maybe their name starts with an F. Frederick, Fernando, Felipe. I got Flyana Boss, you know that one song? I think it's called You Wish. No, I'll be Michael Phelps, all the bland deals that I'm swimming in. You could call me Dr. Evil because I got many men. Maybe they're a little depressed because they think you have many men. They think you have a lot of people on your roster or a lot of people that'll come between you and them. And again, they're trying to follow their intuition where it's like, I have the time, divine timing. Again, I have all the time in the world. I mean, theoretically they do because the plans will come together when they're meant to come together, but in the back of their mind, they're kind of like, oh my God, they're going to pick somebody else. They're going to be distracted while I'm busy trying to be the best me. I realized I didn't read the card for happiness. It says, I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So they're going through these stages and these steps for you, but they actually enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy learning the guitar or learning how to cook or being able to provide certain things for themselves. And I feel like for you, maybe you're patiently waiting for this person. And you're like, I'm holding out until Harry Styles has my heart. But honestly, you could date other people in the meantime if you wanted to, because you guys would break up in time to be with this person. Like, last card. Pile 1. What is their person not telling them? We have Candle, you will be shown the way. Exactly. This is more intuition. This is more divinely guided connection, divine timing, everything like that. You'll be shown the way. So again, that gives me back to the energy is that if you did date somebody else, they would be super depressed. They wouldn't lose their motivation because again, they still have this passion to grow for your best interest, but you will be shown the way in the sense that I feel like this connection is definitely divinely guided. So because obviously it's your person. Oh, and we just had 4444 on the clock. So yeah, if you are dating somebody else, you know, the problems will arise. The disconnect will surface. Something will show itself so that you're like, maybe they're not the ones to light my candle. It's making me think of Rent. And things will act out accordingly. So don't feel like you got to put your life on pause or you got to drag your feet or you got to dig your heels in so that they can catch up to you. You just keep living your best life as you already are because you're motivating this person in a way that you didn't even realize. And when they're ready to ring your doorbell, they'll be there before you know it. So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. What your person is not telling you. If this resonated with you, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh. Hello, Pile 2. So right off the bat, okay, first of all, we're tapping into what is your person not telling you? And right off the bat, I get the energy that they want to take a break. We do have 2:55 on the clock. This is something they're holding in and they want to reveal to you. But let's tap into the cards to see if that is in fact the energy. Okay. I just seen Jenna or Della or Greta. I don't know why that's appearing. Maybe that's your name or their name. Oop, I heard, or that's who they're trying to take a break with you for them. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's another love interest. That could be a sister, that could be a parent. I'm not saying they're trying to take a break from you to date somebody else. That is an option. Like, that is energy for some of you. There's a third party energy. But I feel like maybe they just have too much on their plate right now. So they want to take a break to pursue something else that needs their attention. For pile 1, I felt like they never met before, but you could already be in connection with this person. Nevertheless, let's tap in. Pile 2. What is their person not telling them? Pile 2. What is pile 2's person not telling them? Okay, they want me to take this card back. What is pile 2's person not telling them? That was the King of Pentacles that popped out, which is about abundance, stability. Again, maybe they're feeling unstable right now in the connection because there's other things that need their focus. Or maybe they need to focus on their own growth. Come on, let's tap in. What is pile 2's person not telling them? Oh, too many cards. I feel like they're definitely hesitant about spilling the guts. What is pile 2's person? There's like major arcanas that keep trying to pop out, but they keep popping out with too many cards, so then I have to take them back. The Fool almost came out, but then we took it back. The Sun almost came out, but then again, we took it back. Major arcanas are about major moves, so I feel like they know saying they want to break would be a major move. So again, there's this hesitation of, well, I'm not ready yet. They write the text, oh, let me delete it. They're about to tell you something and they're like, hey, I was wondering if we could talk. And you're like, yeah, what's up? And then they're like, what did you want to eat for dinner tonight? And just kind of switch it up. The way all these cards keep coming out with another card, like, again, here's 2 cards. We're not taking that. Makes me think it is a third party situation. It's something else attached to this break. Someone else. What is going on? What is pile 2's person not telling them? They're really tight-lipped about this. They don't want to put they want you to hear it from them first. They don't want anyone blowing up their spot. Because I feel like you're the type of person who likes to hear things straight from the source. You don't like whisper down the lane. So me telling you this before they get the chance to tell you. Come on. The whole point was to reveal yourself. Stop trying to stay hidden and have the courage. Okay, first of all, I'm not talking to you right now. First of all, you allowing me to share this information is actually beneficial to your overall end game, because then this person isn't completely blindsided. 1. 2, they didn't hear it from an external source. They heard it from source. You get it? And obviously they know you're hiding something from them, which is why they're on this video to begin with. Okay, deal. They said I have to tell you with the nicest intention. And obviously you heard me say deal, so I said I would. Okay, pile 2's person. Reveal what is not being said. Oh, the King of Pentacles came out anyway. Pile 2's person. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles also. Pile 2's person. Oh, and look, the sun came out anyway. Okay. The Queen of Cups and the Four of Wands also came out for pile 1. As well as the King of Pentacles. Okay, give me a second, because the fact that I also have to say this in a nice way makes me like really have to formulate and choose my words wisely. Because if you didn't read the disclaimer in my bio. All right. Pile 2. Your person wants you to know that they have been preparing for independence. Okay. How do I say this nicely? Okay, we're gonna get the book so I can take little words from the book, because I can only not nice words are coming to my brain. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is about boldly speaking the truth. So they want to boldly tell you, they want to match their actions to their words and be independent of this connection. They are missing out on all of the wonderful things that are in front of them, which is you. Like, they don't even see the wonderfulness of the connection anymore because they are distracted by other responsibilities. Four of Cups also means seeking better opportunities, failing to see the bigger picture, dissatisfaction. So I feel as though they're not dissatisfied with you directly or the connection particular, but they're dissatisfied with the fact that there's other things occupying their brain space. They can't make this connection a priority like they want it to be. And since there's other things competing for their attention, they think it's best to like provide. This is being able to provide for those you love. Gratitude, comfort, health, happiness, health. That's the energy I got when I said it could be their mom or their sister. I feel like there's like a health something distracting them. So they don't want to put you in a position where you feel like you're competing for energy against their family or against other things that need their attention. And since they can't provide you the love and attention and like, because they can't bring this relationship to the level of success that it deserves, they think it's the best solution is for them to disconnect for right now. Like, the only way to resolve this they can see is the Six of Swords, which is leaving rough waters and seeking a calmer direction. The Queen of Pentacles is mothering energy. which brings me back to when I said it could be their mother. And it's also about responsibilities and trusting in the universe to provide unconditional love, but also lessons of lack and greed. So I feel like they're lacking the attention to give you right now to properly have a stable foundation with you, which is the Four of Wands card right here. And they don't want to be greedy by keeping this title of you being in their life when they're not. Title, when I say title, like you're the girlfriend, you're the boyfriend, you're the relationship, you're the partner, you're the significant other. They don't want to be greedy and hold on to that title just so you can be in their life when they're not able to provide what a partner should give you, what a boyfriend should give you. They can't give you that attention right now. And Four of Wands is about celebration. It's about gathering. It's about happiness. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles on the table. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Pentacles is all about your reality. And also Earth sign energy, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So Six of Pentacles is also power and balance, typically giving and receiving, generosity, kindness, being charitable, but also it says sidestepping a miserly mindset. So I feel like they have to get out of their own way and your own way by allowing you to I heard find family elsewhere, but Ten of Pentacles means family. It means material success, and also it includes helping others. And the Ace of Pentacles is about a prosperous new beginning, a new investment. The Sun is about happiness, success, positivity, and the Queen of Cups is about self-care, self-love, unconditional love, the subconscious, intuition. So all in all, if your person was boldly speaking the truth, they need to cut ties right now with the sword, okay? And they need to be independent because they're dissatisfied with the fact that they have other priorities that are competing for their attention. And because they're not able to provide what this connection requires, they think it's best to dismiss themselves from the situation and focus on their home life or their mother or their family or something. And this might seem like, you know, heartbreak, even though heartbreak isn't here, pain isn't in these cards, which is amazing. But they feel as though the way to protect you is to disconnect from this connection. And it's not that there's not love here. It's not that they don't see you guys getting together in the future. It's just that they can't invest in the thing that makes them happy, which is you. Queen of Cups is love, self-care, relationships, connection, sharing your love with others. Like, if it was up to them, they would stay exactly where they are. They wouldn't have to have this new beginning. They wouldn't have to have this distraction. They wouldn't have to go and save their family or miss out on the wonderful things that's in front of them, which is you. They would just spend all their time with you. We also have 311 on the clock. But unfortunately for them, that's not the case, and they can't be selfish right now. They can't multitask. And I feel like you kind of want to ask them that, and you're kind of like, can't you just try for me, or, you know, can't you make efforts for me? And it's like, I've been trying, okay? Like, maybe their mom needs them to move back home, or they have to take care of the family business, or they have to get a second job to help pay bills, or their mom has cancer and they can't think about anything else. They don't know how to feel joy and pain at the same time. Like, and you, I hear, I just want to help you. Let me help you. Don't run away from this. Don't abandon this. And they're just like, I don't know how to accept help, or I don't want you to be in this struggle with me, or the best way you can help me is helping yourself get away from this. Let's keep going. What is pile 2 not telling them? You're going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Get your tired ass up and handle it. Yeah, they're definitely going through something. I feel like it's something with their family, but something with their health. Something that they don't want you to experience with them. And even saying that, I don't mean to be rude, because I promised I would be nice. And you're like, that's what a partnership is. It's going through the hard stuff together. I hear it, they hear it, but they don't believe it. Or they think that you shouldn't have to go through this with them. Like, it's giving me the energy of, like, when someone's sick and they just push people away because they're like, the best thing you could do is leave me now. Like, you have an out and here it is. I feel like you look through, you're used to looking through the window and seeing if they're home yet, or you're waiting for them to eat when they come home, something like that. Something that you're gonna feel that gap in your routine, being at a distance from this person. What is pile 2's person going through that they're not telling them? It says, take a fucking trip, go see some shit, do some new things, talk to people cooler than you. That gives me the energy of, again, where it's like their mom is calling them home. They have to take a trip to their hometown. They have to go take care of the family business now. They have to distance themselves from you. What is pile 2's person not telling them? We have, you need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. 4 of Cups also goes back to like an awareness, meditation, contemplation vibes. I feel like they're not telling you that they have a lot of anxiety about this situation. It's not something, this is oh my God, this is their energy. This is them stuttering. They don't know how to tell you this. They don't know how to walk away from such joy, from such light, from such warmth. They're stuttering. They're getting trapped on their words. This is not something that's easy for them to say. They wouldn't even let me say it to you initially. Do you remember? This is very tough for them. This is very hard for them. I feel like they even got anxiety about this situation, that they started not doing necessarily yoga, but they started doing meditation. They started being aware of their breathing because they're stuttering. They need to catch their breath because it's just so much right now. And to think about you and how this is going to affect you is such a small portion of pain of everything they're going through. So they're just kind of like, I can't afford more anxiety right now. What is pile 2's person not telling? What is pile 2's person not telling them? Travel again. We have take a fucking trip and now we have travel. They have to leave. They have to go. And it's also giving me the energy of like, say they're from a foreign country and you're like, oh, I'll go with you. And it's like, bro, I'm going to Japan. I'm going to Guam. I'm going to New Zealand. Like, you can't come. Like, in America, I'm thriving and things are good. But back home, it's like 10 people living in an apartment, or, you know, I was going to say a hut, but then that sounded really fucked up. There's no room for you there. There's no room for you here right now. I'm an Aquarius and they're making me want to cry, okay? We have practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. I feel like, again, they've been typing that text and they've been deleting it. They've been looking in the mirror trying to practice how they're going to tell you this. They've been calling up their friends and their sister and their people, and they're like, does this sound good? Does this sound rude? Does this sound disrespectful? Like, they don't want you to think that the relationship was a waste or that this was something they're choosing. If it was up to them, they wouldn't choose this life. But it's like they have no choice. And even when they practice, no amount of practice could prepare them for this outcome, for this reality. When I first decided to do this reading, what is your person not telling you? I thought it was all going to be like secret crush and love messages. I never thought it would be something like this. I'm getting goosebumps. What is pile 2's person not telling them? We have Lilith, the first woman. I'm the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. And we have Ariadne, the mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. It says mistress of the labyrinth. The labyrinth is this maze. So I feel like, you know, they keep reaching dead ends. They're like, oh, let me go this way. Okay, that's a dead end. Let me go this way. Oh, that's not it either. They don't know how to come out of this. They don't know how to get through this. For some of you, when I said this is a third party that they're leaving you for, and it is like another romantic person, because we have mistress right here. And it says, I choose the life I desire to live. If it is another person, a third party situation, obviously they're choosing to be with that person. But that's just for a small portion of you. For the rest of you, the first woman, it gives me mom energy again. The first woman that they knew is your mother. So with I choose the life I desire to live, they choose to be a good child, a good daughter, a good son, a good kid. And they're like, I can't say no to this. Even if I don't want to run the family business, I can't say no to this. In other cultures, you know, parents have such an honor, have such a respect, are in such a pedestal that they're kind of like, you know, everything my mom has done for me, I can't say no to her now. I can't reject this outcome. I don't get to choose the life I want to live. It's also giving me the energy of like an arranged marriage, where it's kind of like, I don't get to choose love. I don't get to choose to have a union that's best for me. I have to do what's best for the family, because then we're going to get this inheritance, or we're going to get this land, or I watch a lot of K-dramas, okay? And with I'm the voice of my body and soul, that's kind of why they haven't been able to tell you, because this isn't their voice. This isn't their choice. This is something that must be done, and they don't know how to explain that to you. And I feel like for some of you, you could not really give a rat's ass about family. Like, family is important to you, the family you get to pick. But family you don't get to pick, like maybe you've heard stories how their mom is a hard ass, or their dad, you know, isn't ever proud of them, or never says I love you, or any of this type of energy. And you're maybe someone who's walked away from your family, or you're not in like a non-communication, you kind of exiled yourself from your family dynamic. So they don't even know how to explain it to you because they don't even think you would get it. And you're like, they're like, you weren't raised in an Asian household. You weren't raised in a way where, or a Mexican household, or just anyone who has this kind of like, it doesn't have to be Mexican. It could be any type of Hispanic. It's just, there's some households, there's some cultures, there's some groups of people who don't have an American ideology. Like, it's not you get to live your life. It's you got to do what's best for your family. There's like this invisible cord that's always connected with the family. And even though you've cut your cords, they don't have that same strength. I don't know what it is, but there's just this honor they have for this family, for their family, that they can't just put them in their rear view. It's also giving me the energy when they die and they're in limbo, or they're face to face with whoever is the judgment on their karma or something like that. They're like, I can't reject my family and then I'm gonna come back as a beetle. Like, the life I desire to live is one of honor and respect. And even if I don't have that honor and respect for myself or my wants or my dreams, I have it for my family. So I have to move forward in this way. What is Piles 2's person not telling them? What is Pile 2's person not telling them? We have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love of life right now. And we did have all those pentacle cards, which is about, again, your reality, your finances. So I feel like that goes back to that having to get a second job energy, or having to pay their family's bills, or like, this isn't just about you. And I mean that in the nicest way. But not only do they have to break up with the love of their life, they also have to relocate their home and change careers and go back into a mindset of something they thought they got away from. Like, say you do have a very restrictive family, not you, your person has a very restrictive family, and they finally were able to escape and find freedom, and they've been living in the States for 10 plus years. And now to have to regress into this energy where they are in a child's place, even if they're an adult, you know, is a lot. There's just so much. And then we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? And we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life, which makes me think of their family. Again, not that they were from the past completely. They weren't completely written off. But there was this distant energy. But I feel like also you don't know how much you mean to them. You are their true love. And they're hoping that one day in the future, the things can reconcile. Again, the energy of looking out the window, hoping you see them, hoping you hear their car pull up, hoping that they'll come back and be like, I can't do this without you. I can't move without you. I can't live without you. And theoretically, they would love to do that. I feel like they're going to be depressed without you. They just don't have that right now. Like, and with these two cards is very interesting to me. They got your back, right? But the back behind you is also your past. So it's kind of like they have no choice but to go, to be looking at you from a distance. We have a helicopter flying overhead, which reconfirms the energy of traveling for me. It says true love. This romance is once in a lifetime. It gives me the energy of Or I heard them say, I'm so happy to have loved you for as long as I could. Even if it wasn't as long as we thought it could be. This is only for a small portion of you too, but I see your person in a hospital gown laying on a bed about to go into surgery. And they're like, I am so happy I was able, like, everyone's crying around them and you're holding their hand and they're like looking at you intently and they're like, I'm so happy to have loved you for as long as I could. And you're like, don't talk like that. The surgery is going to go great. You're going to be out before you know it. And they're like, I don't even care, like, about any of that. I just want you to know that I'm so grateful that you chose me to love. That I got to experience love from your heart. And people are looking at them like the other people in the room are looking at them like they're crazy. Like, why are you so happy given the circumstances? And the fact that you were able to light up their life is like a miracle for them. They're like, I didn't think, growing up where I grew up, experiencing the things I have, I'm also getting, say they're from a country that has a lot of war in it, or I heard apartheid. I don't even know what that is, honestly. I'll put the definition like I usually do. I never thought I would be alive. I heard at 36 or 18. 18 is half of 36. You know, I thought I would have a life half lived. And even if, I'm really about to cry right now. And even if things didn't work out the way we wanted them to, I'm so happy I got to know you for as long as I did. Only thing I regret is I didn't talk to you soon enough. You know, maybe they had a crush on you for a while. They had their eye on you for a while. You know the energy of how they hesitate and how they want to get the words just right. And say and come across just in the right degree of passion and purpose and love and attention, but not feel overbearing, but not give too much. And they're just like, imagine if I had the courage to tell you I had a crush on you sooner. We could have had so much more time. But the time we did have, the family we were able to build between us, maybe it was just you and like your 2 cats and a dog, or, you know, a turtle, or, you know, something like that. And they're just like, wow, some people don't even get to experience that much love in a lifetime. How lucky am I? And you're like, lucky? How are you lucky? You're in a hospital bed. Like, you don't have insurance. How are you going to pay for this when you come out of surgery? And they're just like rubbing your hands, and they're just like, babe, to be able to know you was the only miracle I needed. I just got chills. We need to stop talking about this. If this reading is too much for you right now, please pause the video and come back at a later time. I also just seen 36:11 on the recording time. Because this is super intense for me. And then also with reconciliation, but it's in the clouds. I feel like you guys could reconcile in the spirit world. Like, and I know that's definitely something you don't want to hear. And I'm not saying this person is dying, okay? That was the image I got just to show you the intensity of what you mean to them. And when I say you guys can reconcile in the clouds, your higher selves will talk to each other. You guys can talk to each other in dream land. You know what I mean? But I feel like with them moving, and they don't have to be moving out of the country. They could still be in the States, or they could still be in whatever country you live in, or something like that. But it's just such a disconnect from what you're used to or where you've been, or like, say you live in Vegas, or say you live somewhere that's actually a really small town and it's easy to run into people all the time. people you've known for your past, I feel like you're not going to run into them again. Like, once they're gone, they're gone. Even with reconciliation, when you're flying a plane, okay, when you're traveling, you have to travel through the clouds on a plane. So I feel like the only way you'll see them again is to take that flight, is to take that trip, is to go to some distance. And the distance could be another realm, like the spirit world, or it could just be a flight. Okay, I don't want to scare you. I didn't get the energy that they are dying at all. Maybe their mom, maybe their sister, but not them in particular. And not their love for you. Even if the connection is ending, the love is not dying. You are their true love. That's how they see you. What is pile 2's person not telling them? We have mischief, freedom, reckless, number 23, which comes down to number 5. And 5 is all about change. So there's definitely a transition. When I see the freedom energy here, it gives me freedom from the connection. So they're going to technically be single, going back to that independence of that 9 of Pentacles energy. But with the reckless card, with the reckless word here, it's giving me the energy that they feel like it's a reckless decision. They feel like it's their only decision to be free of you, but it's not like that. It's not to be free of you. It's not that they're shackled. It's not that they're tied down in a negative way. It's more like they have to end this to grant you the freedom. And with it says the green fairy, the green is making me think of the Hulk. So not are they only extremely angry about this, but green is also giving me the energy of envy. So it's kind of like they're envious of whoever will be with you in the future. They're envious of anyone who gets to choose love or choose their own selfish, I'm hearing, ideas and opportunities. And that's not a life that they get to live. And this card actually kind of reminds me of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Very precious. I feel like you're their precious. You're their precious love. What is pile 2's person not telling them? We have tree spirit, number 10, which comes down to 1, which represents new beginnings. It says strength, growth, and stability. The amount of strength it takes for them to have to follow this route to have to tell you the truth, it shows a lot of growth in their character. Because they could be selfish. They could keep you around and not give you enough attention, but just say that they have you, you know, and they're not going to do that. They're trying to find stability. You deserve stability, and they don't have that right now when I said that they were unstable before. So they're trying to find that within themselves. But I feel like this reminds me of, like, with you, they're in full bloom and they have their leaves and their flowers and everything like that. But for some reason, they had to scrap all of that and they had to cut it all off. Or even in winter, you know how things fall? In winter, things are cold and bare. I feel like that's them. They feel like they're in this winter, this kind of coldness without you. What is pile 2's person not telling them? And we have standing stones, number 34, which comes to 7. 7 for me is about spiritual interaction. It says ancestors, gateways, sacred. Ancestors brings me back to that energy of having to go back to the past, having to honor their family. There's this sacred connection between parent and kid. And then gateways makes me think of at the airport, you have to get to your gate. They're not telling you that, yeah, this feels reckless to them. This feels like they have no choice in the matter. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? Yep, we knew this already. It says indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life, which goes back to that energy of my soul knows the way. That's why they can't tell you the right words. They don't know what to say. They're in indecision because they don't want this to be their choice. They don't want this to be their only option. But this, they're like, I just have to get through it. Intuition is calling me to go home. Intuition is telling me I have to go help. Intuition is telling me this is my time. And not like the Goonies. This is our time down here. Down here is our time. Like, not for the good, for the bad. It's kind of like they feel like their time's up. And not in a death way, just with loving you. Like, they didn't get to love you a long time. They didn't get to love you for as long as they wanted to. But intuitively, it's telling them it's time to go. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? We have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. That gives me back to that energy where I said when they do pass and they're standing at the door of judgment, they don't want to be turned into a beetle. Even though beetles represent good fortune, they don't want to be judged for being a bad kid. And with these blues right here, it's giving me throat chakra vibes, which goes back to that hesitation of not knowing what to say. They want to boldly speak their truth, but they don't know what to say. And the sooner they speak their truth, the sooner they have to take action on it and match the action to their words. So as soon as they're like, I can't do this anymore, they know they have to pack up and they have to book the ticket and they have to do all of this. It's such a domino effect that they're just like, I can't right now. And then I'm also using the Kawaii Tarot, which goes back to that Japanese energy I was picking up, or like that Asian household vibes. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, they know they just have to be disciplined in this outcome. So that that's the only way they can get through this. We do have Leo energy on the board with the Sun card. I forgot to mention, which could be your sign or theirs. I'm also getting Sagittarius energy, so we can also just throw Aries in there, all fire signs. I already mentioned earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? What is Pile 2's person not telling them? We have 47, which comes down to master number 11, which is divine wisdom, Sophia. Sophia is Greek energy. Sophia also represents like the feminine version of Jesus. But divine wisdom, that goes back to that intuition of my soul knows the way, where they're not sure why this has to be the case, but they know this is the path they have to follow. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? This card right here was the in-between. 𝚙𝚊𝚏𝚎, number 19, which comes down to number 1, which is new beginning. And the in-between gives me the energy of they're in between the current life they want to stay at and the new life they know they have to experience, which is the hesitation. But it also gives me the energy of the in-between of being in limbo and that judgment, and being in the in-between of their past life, or what will become the past life, and their reincarnation. I'm so heavy on this reincarnation energy. Some of you don't even believe that we are reincarnated. But I feel like this person does. And again, they don't want to be in that in-between state of not living up to the best version of themselves or something of the sort. Because they're kind of like, it's more than just the judgment I feel of myself. It's like my family's judgment on me, or it's kind of hard to pinpoint. What is pile 2's person not telling them? And 𝚙𝚊𝚏𝚎, she's somebody. I've definitely heard that name before. I think in an association with like the devil or Lucifer or something. Or witches. I don't know. I'll put in a little blurb about what I found out. And then if you look at their crown chakra, it's just like this inner knowing, this connection to source, that this is the time. This is their next stage or step. The way I keep talking about limbo, something's dying. And then we have ambition number 38, which is master number 11. So we have 11, 1, 11, which is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, which is all about a new beginning, as well as with Nike and ambition. And them looking at the future, because the other two cards were looking forward and this one's looking at the future. So that goes back to that discipline energy of having an idea, having to follow through with it. And we also have 3:44 on the clock. Okay, a few more cards and we are just about done. What is pile 2's person not telling them? What is pile 2's person not telling them? We have Atlantis, rapid development, excellent success, number 19. And we also had number 19 right here. Atlantis is a far away civilization. So again, this gives me the energy of them being at a distance. The way these buildings are structured in the background is making me think of Israel or certain parts of Africa, or even Athens, or like, you know, certain parts of when we had yoga and then we had ancient stuff is cool. I feel like they're from an ancient civilization. And we also had ancestors. Not that they're from an ancient civilization, but they're from a culture that's been around for a while. So it's like this is years of this mentality or this lifestyle or something, which is why they can't just easily walk away from it. And with rapid development, it gives me the energy that once they tell you the truth, again, it's going to happen quickly, where they have to quickly book their ticket, quickly move, quickly transition. What they're not telling you is that there was such a success in this connection. They're not leaving willingly. For the small portion of people who is leaving willingly, okay, and they know that their decision to leave you for a third party is a little bit reckless, maybe a little bit mischievous, but they feel like they would be more stable somewhere else. They're very ambitious about wanting a different partner and wanting to be in a different connection. And they're in that in-between between leaving you and going somewhere else, and they just feel like intuitively this is the next move. But we have indecision, we have in between. It's kind of like that hesitation of should I, shouldn't I? What if people judge me for getting in a new relationship so fast? With someone from their past reconciliation, someone from your past is returning from your life, they could be trying to get back with an ex. Again, this is just a small portion of you, but I just want to highlight it because that's something I already brought up in conversation. Okay, and lastly, we're picking some tea leaves, 7 to be exact. What does Pile... Oh, I was going to say, what do they want you to know? I mean, what is Pile 2's person not telling them? What is Pile 2's person not telling them? What is Pile 2's person not telling them? You know, usually I read as I go, but something is telling me to just get them off first. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? What is Pile 2's person not telling them? Ha! Oh my fucking god. I'll tell you why I'm hyped in a second. What is Pile 2's person not telling them? And one more. Okay. And I didn't pull this for group 1, but I'm wanting to pull it for you. Okay. We have, I open my heart to receive love more fully. They want you to remember that, so that even when this connection is not what it used to be, they don't want you to close your heart off to the possibility of loving somebody else in the future. This also gives me the energy that if they are dying, which again, I really don't see that for most of you, they don't want you to like be a widower or be someone who's just so caught up on the love you had with this person. They still want you to find that joy and give that love to someone else in the future, because again, they were so mesmerized and so grateful that they got to experience that love from you. They don't want you to just close yourself off. They definitely want someone else to be able to experience the love that you're able to provide. And again, I really want to say I don't feel like they are dying. It's just the image they're giving me. Like, that's just how strong the love you have for them is. You love them so much, you don't want to disrespect them by like loving another or something like that. But they want you to love another because your love is so pure and so light and so warm that someone else deserves to feel it too. Which again, I just want to stress this. I do not feel like your person is dying, okay? I just feel as though the disconnect feels like a death. Okay, but we have Pale, time to get out of a situation, which we already know. They have to get out of this connection. We have Lily, spiritual love, which goes back to that energy of true love. They want you to know that you were a spiritual connection for them. Knowing you, feeling your love was definitely something that was destined. They have chain of events that will affect your life, and it's in front of a globe, which gives me back to that energy of having to travel and having to go somewhere. This kind of looks like a boot, so it could be Italy, Athens, Greece, the other stuff that's in that vicinity. That means that would make this Egypt. I don't know what else is in that corner. And a chain of events that'll affect your life. They have to disconnect from the love of their life, which is you, and then they have to move back home, and then they have to do these to go from living a life that you choose to live to living a life that you have to live. Is such a disconnect. And then we have Apple, temptation will test you, and then Apple gives me back to that energy of Lilith, because Lilith was the first lady before Eve, Adam and Eve before Eve, where Eve took the apple and let temptation test her. But also I feel like with temptation, they're so tempted to be like, fuck you, family. They're so tempted to just run away with you, but they know they can't. And then we have older woman, dealings or relationships with an older woman, which gives me back to that mom energy. I feel like their mom is in bad health or something of the sort. And then we have Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth, which goes back to that finances and career energy, having to run the family business, something of the sort. And this card is why I said, oh my fucking God, because we had Beetle, and I've been saying that they don't want to be they don't want karma to turn them into a beetle in the future, even though I said beetle represents good fortune, which is exactly what this says. So they had such a good fortune to be able to have met you. Maybe your name's Lily. Lillian. Because we also had Lilith, and now we have Lily. So, yeah. And Lily and Lilith both have Lil. So I feel like they were able to love you a little for a little. It wasn't a little bit of love, but it was a little bit of time. But yeah, this is what I have for you. Pile 2. This is a lot. I know. Please comment down below and let me know if it resonated. Be sure to like and subscribe and all of those good things. I wish you the best with your recovery from this. And I really do hope you keep your heart open despite whatever may unravel. And please do not be mad at them. Because this isn't something they choose. I mean, if they're leaving you for a third party, punch them in the face and wish them the best. But for everyone else who has family drama to attend to, don't hate them for it. Okay. Until next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. So today we are tapping into what is your person not telling you. So let's just get right into things. For pile 3, okay, just 2 seconds, because pile 2 is way intense and more intense than I thought it would be. So nevertheless, pile 3, what is pile 3's person not telling them? Ooh, we have the 2 of Cups try to pop out right there. What is pile 3's person not telling them? The Magician. This card also came out for pile 1. 10 of Pentacles. This card also came out for pile 2. Pile 3, what is your person not telling you? 9 of Pentacles, that also came out for pile 2. Pile 3, what is your person not telling you? Ooh, she the devil. She a bad little bitch. She a rebel. We got Cancer and Capricorn energy on the board. And Scorpio energy. Okay. Oh. Too many cards. Okay. I will take that. Okay, pile 3. What is your person not telling you? So basically, they're on their way, is the energy I'm getting. They're very prepared and have been manifesting this opportunity to be in your presence or to like come into contact with you. They are finally standing in their light and recognizing the confidence and skills that they have and what they're able to provide to the connection, which hopefully is like something long-term, a family, a commitment. They want to build like this legacy with you. I said they want to build a legacy with you, a family with you, and then a little kid just popped into the room. So, where was I? I don't remember. Let me start from the beginning. They're coming at you with speed to hone in and, okay, they've been trying to manifest you and the opportunity is about to present itself, and they are with like force, with speed, with fortitude headed towards you. And in the past, I felt like they leaned on other people to validate this connection for them, but they are recognizing what they're capable of, what they're offering what they can bring to the connection, and they have the confidence to recognize that this is something that could be real. You guys could have a family, an abundance, some type of wealth, success, family, love in this vicinity with each other. And with the moon card, there are some fears here, and there is like some distraction, and there's a little bit confusion because they don't necessarily know if you feel the same way, but they are independent now of other people's thoughts and other people's opinions, and they're like, I'm not gonna let that hold me back and control my feelings. And they kind of found a sense of liberation from their fears, from other people's opinions, from anything that was holding them back, and they're just like, I'm gonna honor my feelings. And they're now coming at you, or they plan to come at you with a more mature energy than they've had before. And they're like, I'm not the same person who I was before. I'm not. We have this Page of Pentacles here, and then we have the Magician. So it's kind of like, I found my power. I have like more control over my thoughts. I have more control over my expression. And they don't want to be in a state of confusion. They want to honor their true emotions. And they're like, I kind of rebirth, which again is this maturity. And now I want clarity. I don't want to be in a state of confusion. Like, they want to know your feelings for them. And before, they were in a position where they were like, he loves me not, you know, like picking from a flower. And it's giving me the image of, they like you, but they were kind of like, they'll never like me like that. Or maybe they will. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know where their feelings are at. I don't know where their heart is at. And now they're in a position where they kind of grew up, and they're like, I'm going to imagine the best case scenario. And I'm going to imagine that I confess my feelings. And they're like, which is you. Oh my God, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. What changed in you. And it's just kind of like, you have this new inspiration, you have this new way of thinking, and you're choosing clarity. You don't want to be in a state of confusion forever. You don't want to be in a state of will they, won't they. You want to have confirmation. So you're choosing to end the distraction and end the fears that are holding you back, so that you can, so that they can come at you with a new relationship, or they want to express these feelings. Because we have the Ace of Swords here and the Ace of Cups here. So we have the Ace of Swords, and then the Ten of Swords, and then the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Swords is that clarity, that inspiration, that new way of thinking that you're striving for. And the Ten of Swords is about endings. So I feel like you're ending, again, that fear. You're ending those complications. You're ending the fact that your thoughts run wild about worst case scenario. And you're choosing to scrap all of that and go towards the emotional new beginning that they're looking for. I'm saying you, but obviously we're talking about them. They want a new emotional beginning with you. They want a relationship. They want something to start, and they want to get out of the confusion that they've been in for years for some of you. And they feel like the stars have aligned and the planets have converged and the necessaries have occurred, that this opportunity presented itself at this time, which goes back to divine timing. And they feel so lucky that they've gathered the confidence at this right time where they feel like they can pursue you properly, or like the maturity has come where they're like, oh, I can totally go after this. They're glad that the opportunity lined up at the same time that their fears began to disintegrate. Or maybe they still have those fears, but they're choosing to push past it. And I think it's funny that we have the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Seven of Wands after it. And we have the Ten of Pentacles, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles after it. So it's kind of like things kind of fell out of order. Things maybe felt like one step forward, two steps back. But nevertheless, they're at you, or at your doorstep, or in your inbox, or calling you at the right time necessary for the best outcome. Okay, what is your person not telling you, pile 3? What is pile 3's person not telling them? We have, see, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. And that's definitely the energy they have been feeling, where they're getting out of that fear, they're getting out of that subconscious worries, they're getting out of that confusion, out of that anxiety, and they're choosing to look at things with a better sense of clarity to get the clarity they're looking for from you. So when they approach you like, do you like me? Check yes or check no. That is such a power move for them, because they were in a position for so long where they were not even going to give you the note. We have shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. Forgive, let that shit go. Yeah, they're definitely letting go of the regret of not approaching you sooner, the shame of feeling like they're not enough, the guilt, again, of not approaching you sooner. They felt guilty for being childish about wanting you and not having the courage to, or they felt guilty about having anxiety or having dark, depressing thoughts. But now they're just kind of like accepting all of themselves and all of their emotions and choosing to move forward, which is that sense of maturity. They kind of had a rebirth in the confidence department. And we have laugh, which also came out for pile 1. It says, where the fuck is your sense of humor? What they are not telling you is that they can finally laugh at themselves, in the sense that they felt so much worry about asking you out or doing this, and to get like a bird's eye view of their situation where they can distance themselves from their fears. They're like, oh my gosh, this is not that serious. I can't believe I've spent 4 years pining after this person, just scared to send a text, just scared of rejection. Like, I feel like they gave their friend advice now that they're more mature and they have this new sense of inspiration and clarity. And their friend is like, I like somebody, but I don't know what to do. And you're like, just go up to them and tell them how you feel. The worst they can say is no, and then you can just crush on somebody new. And then they were like, oh, Eureka, I need to take my own advice. Like, how have I not, how am I giving this advice, but I haven't taken it? Like, that's crazy. And they're kind of laughing at themselves and the immaturity they had of not pursuing you sooner. It's kind of like they recognize their growth and they're just laughing at themselves like, haha, younger me, you were so childish and immature. Let me save the day with my magic. Because again, we have the magician energy. Now that they see the magic in themselves and the potential they have, they're like, oh, their self-esteem definitely has increased. They were addicted to the fears. They were addicted to the anxiety. So it was hard to disconnect from that distraction. Pile 3. What does pile 3's person... what is pile 3's person not telling them? What is pile 3's person not telling them? Okay, we have yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. But this, look, I said when the planets converge and the stars are aligned, it's kind of like their energy has lined up. Things are now in order. That sense of maturity, that growth, where it's kind of like, oh, I see things for what they are. Maybe when it came to their anxiety, they started meditating and it helped give them that bird's eye view, that awareness. And then we have writing. It says you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write, which goes back to writing you that love note, check yes, check no, and giving it to you. I feel like they've written about you in their journal and diary, and they are like 4 years later still pining over this person, or they've wrote text and deleted them about how they would confess their feelings to you, which is, again, something they could laugh at. They read their old journal entries where they were so fear-based and so nervous. And they're just like, oh my gosh, look at me. I was so cute. I was so cute and shy. I feel like one day when you guys are together, if you guys are together, this is your person, right? I feel like you'll end up together. One day when you're together, they'll let you read their journal and be just like, look how shy and scared I was. I'm so happy I grew out of that energy. And you're like, I'm so happy you did too, because we would have almost missed out on this if you were still stuck in the confines of your own story. A story that didn't even exist. Because again, you're like, I hope they like me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And then you were like, oh, hey, you want to get coffee sometime? And you're like, yeah, I actually think that would be super fun. And you're just like, damn. Again, that regret. I've been waiting all this time thinking I was going to be rejected, and they told me yes. Like, fuck, I could have been did this. Oh my god, that even makes me think of them trying to get your attention. Like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Maybe you don't know them that well. They're like a classmate that you've overlooked, or a coworker that's new, or you just appeared at their bar. Why did I say bar? I was thinking of barista, and then I said bar. I'm also getting the energy, I think I heard this in a different reading, where it's like you go to a gym and you see someone and they go to that same gym and they're like, excuse me, how long have you been coming here? And you're like, this is my go-to gym. I've been here for 6 years. And they're like, I've been here for 6 years. And if I would have seen your beautiful ass, I would have been said something to you, which is a complete lie, because obviously they were working on their courage. But they're just kind of like, excuse me, where did you come from? Excuse me, are you heaven sent? Not in a cheesy way, like, oh, you must have fell from the sky because you're an angel. But just like, excuse me, where did you come from? You out here talking about tarot cards? No one in this neighborhood even knows about spirituality. Like, I'm just kidding. Or I'm getting the energy of something like really on the hush hush, on the low, where it's like everyone knows about this restaurant, but on Tuesdays they close early, and if you come at 6 p.m. there's a book club, and they're just like, excuse me, I've never seen you here before. Like, where'd you come from? Who are you? Who are you? Okay, what is this person not telling you? What is pile 3's person not telling them? We have Marguerite Porret, the mystic of divine love. Love is divine. I am nothing except love. Yeah, they're definitely coming from an energy of love now with this King of Cups. And the Magician, they just see this new sense of magic in themselves. And with this Death card, it's kind of like they deaded all of the things that no longer serve them, and they're only looking at life through the lens of love. And then I was talking about book club, and she has a book in her hand. And we were talking about writing books. Maybe they're an author or something. They're gonna write the story of how you met one day, and that part you know. But what you don't know is the preface of the book, which is everything that it took to build up the courage to talk to you. Divine love. This gives me the energy that this is a divine connection, but let's keep going. What is pile 3's person not telling them? We have 𝚙𝚎𝐿𝐴. I know that's completely pronounced wrong, so ignore me. Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Which goes back to that laugh energy for me. It's more of a lighthearted energy that they're in now. Because again, they're not boggled down by what could go wrong and the problems and the struggles. They're like in a state of bliss where it's like, it would be so lucky to love them. I would be so lucky to have them in my life, which again is talking about you. And they just are more like glass half full type of energy. And with the mystic of divine love and this Ace of Swords having this new clarity and this new inspiration, maybe they connect with intuition now, or finally not feeling shameful about their emotions has them coming from a place of love. I feel like they worked on their self-love, which goes back to that Magician energy of recognizing they're capable and the potential that they have. What is the pile 3's person not telling them? What is pile 3's person not telling them? We have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, you don't feel shame about the things that you kept hidden before. And you realize that you are I feel like you would even completely admit, I mean, I don't know if you should or shouldn't. This is completely up to you. Follow your intuition. But I feel like you would, that's part of your like presentation where you walk up to them and, you know, you're having a conversation and you're like, if we're being completely honest, I've had to work up the courage to talk to you. Like, that's how anxiety driven I was. That's how like much fear you put in me. And you're kind of like, okay, what changed? And you're like, I found the confidence to go after the things I want, which is you. What do you think about that? I just seen on the recording time 2033. Yeah, I feel like they want to tell you, or what they're not telling you is they want to get to know you. They've admired you from a distance for so long. They want to know who you really are. And we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So they want to tell you they have a crush on you. They want to get to know you better. And we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, which I did mention with the Devil card, that they were addicted to that anxiety and to those distractions. They were addicted to those fears, which is why they only watched you from the sidelines, looked at you from a distance, because now in these pictures, there's other people in the realm with them. There's other people in the room. So now they're not, you know, so self-absorbed in what's going on in their mind. They're not believing those shitty thoughts anymore. And they're like, wait, let me bring you into my bubble. Let me reveal my truth, because my feelings are worth exploring. And I'm hungry right now. So maybe you're going to be like, at the, you know, we just came from the gym. Would you want to grab a bite to eat? Or doesn't have to be from the gym, just in general. Like, you want to grab a bite to eat? Because who doesn't love to eat, you know? And with the Death card, reminds me of 8th house. And 8th house is about intensity and investment. So I feel like the love this person has for you is very intense. And they invested in getting to know themselves better so that they could eventually get to know you better. And with revealing your innermost selves to each other, that gives me, they erase the shame of hiding their weird. They have more pride in themselves now and are willing to share with people the things that they normally keep hidden. But also with your bond deepens, it gives me the energy that you guys might start out as friends first to establish a bond and then do more things so that it could deepen. I feel like they're going to want to hang out with you all the time. And that might be a little bit intense for some of you initially, but it's just because they feel like they have time. They have to catch up on all the time where they could have been with you, but they were holding themselves back. What is pile 3's person not telling them? We have the 𝚙𝚕𝚊𝚌𝚎. I don't know how to pronounce that. Number 33, it says ancient knowledge, help dimensional. Ancient knowledge goes back to that mystic energies and that clarity. Something inspired them. I feel like on a spiritual level, something inspired them. Which could even go back to that meditation energy. They got help for their anxiety. They could have went to therapy. They got help in some way, which is why they're coming to you with a different level with that maturity I mentioned. And then we have the pentagram. It says protection, balance, unity, number 27, which goes to 9. So I feel like they learned how to balance their anxiety and their actions. And with unity, obviously they want to get to know you. They want a union. They want to get together with you. What is pile 3's person not telling them? And we have the green woman, feminine nature, oneness, which is number 31, which goes to number 4. And 4 is about stability and foundation, which goes back to that foundation of friendship for me, but also a sense of stability within themselves, within their mind. I feel like with the yoga and the spiritual inspiration, they kind of learn to connect to nature. And then this reminds me of nature too. We have a feather, we have a crystal, a seashell, a plant. They definitely learn to find some balance within themselves. Stepping out in nature, going for walks, maybe something they found that helps with their anxiety. They could have learned to balance their masculine and feminine energy. Maybe that was something they were hiding before. And with the green woman, I feel like green is nature, green is grass, the green grass grows. They want to grow something with you. What they're not telling you is there's a sense of oneness here. They feel like you could really be the piece to complete them. Like with you, things can bloom. Things can develop. What is pile 3's person not telling them? And sorry if you feel like I'm rushing through this. One, we do have the 8 of Wands here. So it's kind of their energy where they feel like they wasted time when they could have been using that time to get to know you. But it's also because they had to go through this help. They had to help themselves. So now they're like kind of catching up for lost time. So I feel like even talking to you, they could be like, do you want to hang out this week, next week, whenever? I'm ready, I'm available. And you're kind of like, oh my God, this is a lot. They could have even come off as like love bombing initially, not intentionally though, but it's just because they have these feelings for you that they weren't able to act on for so long, but they were thinking about for so long. So now that they're in an opportunity where they feel like they could put it all out there, they're trying to put it all out there. Granted, some people could be like, I write about you in my journal and I'm crazy about you. And some people will respond to that like, oh my God, that's so romantic. What a dream. And other people will be like, oh my gosh, you fucking creep, you sicko. So they don't know when to reel it in because they're just so excited that they finally are able to communicate with you. And, they have these feelings that they've kept under wraps for so long. Because I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're halfway done and hasn't even been 30 minutes yet. And the average length of this is about 45 minutes. Because 8 of Wands is about speed, momentum with the quickness, moving in a direction, moving forward. So it's kind of like, for them, they were waiting so long to get to you that now that they're at a position where they feel the love they have for themselves and the love they want to pour into you, they're just like, come on, let's make up for last time. Come on, let's go. Let's move, let's go. Let's experience. Yeah. Okay. Yes, courage. You saw how that card came out all bent and stuff? It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. That's exactly their whole MO, their whole experience. They're no longer addicted to those fears. If anything, they're addicted to courage now. So they're like, let's go do this. Let's go experience this. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go be out in the world together. Let's go get to know each other. What is pile 3's person not telling them? What is pile 3's person not telling them? Self-esteem! This is exactly what I said. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. They released that shame. They got out of them shitty thoughts and they're like, I'm a decent person who deserves love and I give a lot of love and I found the magic in me and the confidence and the courage and my self-esteem has improved and I have pride in myself. If the pride card comes out, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. So they're just more mature. They recognize what they have to offer. They realize they're this King of Cups and they're like, people are emotionally safe with me. All emotions deserve to be seen and I'm gonna take the chance and I'm gonna put myself out there. Okay, and we have grief. It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. In this case, though, they lost that anxiety. They lost that fear. They lost the confusion. They lost the things that were holding them back. So there is a little grief of lost time or of being on the sidelines. And now they kind of want to catch up and step into that Leo 5th house energy and put themselves out there. Okay, what else? What is pile three's person not telling them? It says knowledge, number 5. 5s are about change. So it's like they finally have a knowledge of who they are, of what they can offer, of what they're capable of. What they're not telling you is basically like, it's giving me the energy of like the dorky person in the movie who you always knew was like attractive and had a good personality, but they didn't know that about themselves, and then they got a makeover, and then they're in this new energy. But it's not ego based, it's not ego driven. It's more like a gratitude for their glow up, and they're just like, wow, I feel like I can accomplish so much, and I can put myself out there, and I can experience life now because I'm not holding myself back. There's like no self-sabotage now. It's also giving me the energy of like the fat kid in school who went through puberty and like lost weight and came out looking like a bad bitch, or even the fat kid who used to dress like a dweeb and then found clothes that make them feel good about themselves, and they don't have to lose weight, but they're just more confident in their body and who they are. They have self-esteem now. They have courage to wear what they want to wear and put themselves out there and recognize that they're a person who deserves to live their life in full effect. And they just are like, also with ancient knowledge and regular knowledge with Athena here, it's kind of like they feel like a force to be reckoned with now. So now they just feel like they deserve you, or they're allowed to believe they deserve you. They have this new knowledge about self-love or about themselves, and it's just like, wow, all people go through a sense of fear, and I can either let fear win and sit on the sidelines like everybody else, or I can pursue my passions and my dreams, and I choose to connect with myself and, you know, have my chakras aligned and unblocked and go after life. And then we have Demeter, number 11, which is a nurturer. So it's like nurturing your experience. And then we have the past at the end of the deck in reverse. So it's like leaving the past in the past, not letting that distraction of what was and who they used to be influence their future on who they could be. And also it throws me back to the fat energy, but it could just be like you were the weirdo kid and you thought your weirdness was something you had to hide and something you had to be ashamed of, and you let all of that outside influence go, and you really nurtured your own truth and your own weird and your own experience, and you deepened the bond with yourself and found your own balance. And now, since that's established, you're like, oh, now I'm able to create a sense of unity with another. And you kind of nurture that self-love to become something else. And then even with Demeter, she's holding like this grains in her hand. So I feel like you maybe only looked at yourself as the grain, and you're like, I look like this ashy weed growing out the ground. Not you, your person, but you know what I'm trying to say. They looked at themselves as like this ashy little weed that grew at the ground, but they're kind of like, I have to transform, I have to mature, because grains can become bread or pizza dough, or like the possibilities are endless of what I can become, of what I can transform into. What is pile three's person? Okay, I'm not going to take it because it has 2 cards on it, but it says friendship, compatible souls, which goes back to that energy of being friends first. But we're actually going to take this card, which says 𝚙𝚘𝐴, number 34, which is 7. 7s for me represent spiritual action. It says 𝚙𝚘𝐴, grandmother ocean, primordial. Ocean, emotions. Oh, ocean is water. Water is cups. The cups card represent emotions. So it's like recognizing your inner child, recognizing this person deserves to be seen, loved, and nurtured, which helped influence your self-love. And you just feel more connected and more in balance than before. Not you, your person, okay? I feel like maybe you guys are such mirrors of each other that you also went through this healing work and this self-love journey. So you really see where they're coming from, of owning your inner child and nurturing who that is. And it's just kind of like, you can wear whatever you want. You can do it. Let's, you know. But your person wants you to know that they've healed their inner child wounds. And that's what helped them have more self-esteem and more courage to pursue life as an adult. That's what helped them mature. They kind of had to go back in time to move forward in time. All right, and then from the tea bag, did I take a picture? From the tea bag, what is pile 3's person not telling them? We have sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start, which is them. They have a fresh start with this courage, with this self-esteem, with this sense of clarity. We have cup, you should accept valid criticism, which I feel like they gave themselves, which was basically like a reality check. Like, hello, you can pine over this person for the end of time, or you can do things that'll help benefit your life and get you out of this rut and get you out of this sense of self-sabotage, so we can even approach this person, aka you, and they can recognize that we exist. Fear is not going to get you anywhere. You're hanging on to fear like it's your best friend for what? Because all it's giving you is an anxiety and a therapy bill. Like, oh, we have sun, happiness, and well-being. So we have sun and we have sunrise. Yeah, you're feeling happy. You're feeling, I mean, not you, your person is feeling happy, is feeling good in their skin, is high self-esteem. The courage is, exuberating. They're feeling warm. They're feeling courageous. They're feeling so good about themselves that they're going to confess, feelings. And we have door, opportunities are waiting for you. And we did have new ventures. So they're at the door of a new direction, of new energy. They're not the person they used to be. It's also giving me the energy of, again, in those teen movies where they bust through the doors and everyone in the hall is whispering and looking and their hair is blowing in the wind because they had that makeover and they look cool and they're just like, oh my God, I can't believe that's so-and-so. Oh my God, do you see what so-and-so is wearing? And you're just feeling like, they're just feeling like a bad bitch walking down the hall like, yep, that's me. We have September. So maybe this person just got through this healing, just bought this fresh start, this new wardrobe in September. So we're in October if you're watching it at that time. So things can really pop off in autumn. We have grapes, time to go out and have fun, which is them. They want to not only go out with you, but just in general, they feel like they've missed out on life for a while. So they just want to go out and enjoy themselves and experience. And we have ladder, climbing towards success. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is what I have for you, pile 3. What your person wants you to know is that they're on their way. They're feeling like the baddest bitch ever and that they finally have the courage to pursue you. They're feeling good about themselves and filled with self-love, and they feel like the stars have aligned, and with the quickness, they are going to approach you. So this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if it resonated with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 4. So today we are tapping into what is your person not telling you. Let's just get on with it. What is pile 4? Okay. What is pile 4's person not telling them? There could be Sagittarius energy in this group. What is pile 4's person not telling them? Okay. There could also be some Taurus energy in this group. We do have Cancer on the board. What is pile 4's person not telling them? keep having pile 2 on the brain. So if you were drawn to pile 2, I don't know, maybe you want to watch that one. The Chariot card also came out for pile 1. I think it was pile 1. I knew the Empress card was going to come out. You don't have to believe me, but that's Taurus Libra energy. Maybe we're also drawn to pile 1. Oh, the Hierophant came back out, which is Taurus energy. And we started with an 8 and we're ending with an 8. Actually, we're not ending with an 8. I want one more card. Do I want these cards? I do. All right. A lot of energy here. Oh, and we have 444 on the clock. That's definitely saying something. Okay. Signs on the board, we have Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, and Cancer. And Leo and Scorpio. Okay, there's a little kid in my background whining. I feel like your person is complaining, is whining about something. Like they feel like their circumstances can't change or something. I don't know. Let's read the cards specifically, though. Yeah, it makes sense that they're whining. We have the 8 of Swords here. So just a quick run through. 8 of Swords, the Chariot, 2 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the Empress, the World, the Star, the Hierophant. Okay, 4 major arcanas in a row. The 8 of Cups, the Moon, the Queen of Cups. So what your person isn't telling you is that they feel isolated in a prison of their own making, if we're being completely honest. They are trapped there because they want to be, which is that complaining, whining energy I was picking up on. And they want so badly to get out of it and make a plan for the future, but they are distracted with sadness and pain, and they don't know how to find the stability, or they don't know how to have a sense of awareness that can remove them from their isolation. They require some self-care right now and some self-love and some healing with this divine feminine energy. That could even mean you could be their divine feminine, and they want to get out of this seclusion. If you were their queen, if you were on their side, they want to feel okay. That's where the major arcana comes into play. I get it. So on their own, they feel everything I just told you, which is depleted and isolated and in a sense of pain, and doesn't know how to disconnect from this energy. And they feel like if you came in their life, they would feel very much more fulfilled and successful, and they would have this sense of hope and this renewed sense of faith. They feel like you could teach them something spiritually about withdrawing from fear and confusion, and get more connected with their intuition, with their spiritual side, with their unconscious emotions, and pour more unconditional love or more self-love in their vicinity. It's also giving Virgo energy. I'm getting hermit vibes from them. There's someone who isolates, there's someone who disconnects, there's someone who withdraws from their familiar when they're in a sense of pain. They could also be an Aquarius. Oh, I did mention Aquarius. Oh, okay. And they feel like you and your spiritual teachings and your spiritual lifestyle could be a benefit to them and help unknot is what I'm seeing, like a knot, and you can help them pick out the knots and have the patience to undo this turmoil that they're in. They feel like you're their saving grace, or like a guardian angel, or some type of spiritual entity that was meant to cross their path to help them. They want your help. They want your spiritual teachings. Maybe they want you to be their guru or their mentor, or I'm looking for a specific word. I can't think of it right now. They're like, hey, could you be my... It's on the tip of my tongue. I really hope I could figure it out and I could put it in for you right here. Nevertheless, let's keep going. Pile 4 person. Not their maestro. Their... Can you be my... What's it called? Is it from Karate Kid? And they're like, oh, this is my Miyagi, but not that word. My... Does it start with an M? Because that's really what's jumping out at me, and I can't get over it. The fact that I can't figure out the word is driving me crazy. I even started twirling my hair. Like, I'm just so stuck on it. What is this word? Not mentor, not... Okay, please let it go. Just take it with you. Into the wind, okay? What is pile 4's person not telling them? What? Oh, and that is them too. That's why they get in this sense of isolation, because they get so fixated and focused on the problem, they can't see anything else. They don't know how to let go and let God. That's something they want to learn from you. What is... Okay, we have you're being shady. Watch out, shit could get ugly. We have get some fucking sleep. You're being an ass because you are fucking tired. Face to pillow now. Yeah, I feel like you're tired of this isolation. And for some of you, the pain could be heartbreak, and you've just been isolated from having a relationship for so long. Or unemployed, or something that keeps you away from other people. With your being shady, it's giving me the energy of you're in the darkness. You don't remember what it means to stand in the light. You feel like, they feel like you could be their light. What is pile 3 not telling? Yeah, we have detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, throw some shit out. They want to throw away their coping mechanisms. They want to throw away their old patterns. They don't necessarily know how, which is why they want you to be their teacher, their spiritual guru, or have some type of influence on a better life for them. I feel like it's interesting that we have the stars and the moon, because that's both something that lights up the darkness, which goes back to that energy of being shady because they're in the dark. They want to detox. They want to get out of this mentality. They wish they didn't isolate from people when they get angry. They wish they could say what's on their mind or speak up about how they feel, but they don't know how. So instead, they just go to sleep. They're like, I'm not avoiding you. I just don't know how to formulate or articulate my thoughts in the right way. And I don't want my emotions to be a burden on people. So I just disconnect and I just ghost and I just go to sleep and I just disappear. But if you can give me some tips and tricks on how I can detox myself, I would be so greatly appreciative. They're like, you walk around like this divine feminine, this empress, this person who's confident and filled with self-love, and I don't know how to get there. Can you teach me? Please take me on as a student. What is pile 4's person not telling them? Did I mention Pisces energy? Because that could be here too. We have strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. And we have freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Yeah, they want freedom from this isolation. They want freedom from these emotions. From this entrapment. You walk around with such strength and such freedom to just be whoever you want to be. And that's because you're spiritually guided. And they want to have that same impression or that same effect. Or they want to find success the way you do. Pile 4. What is pile 4's person not telling them? We have Fatima, the mother of imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. I think this also came out for pile 2. What? And then we have Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. Yeah, you want to be able to find the light. You want to be in a place of love. You want to feel grateful for the life that you live. You don't want to only see problems and struggles. You want to see the glass as half full. You want that spiritual insight to know that, like, the guides are with you and things will get better. Because it says, I give endlessly because the light is without end. I feel like that's you. You're that light. You're that star. You're that moon. You're that light in the dark. And they don't know how to just give without end. Because, again, they isolate. They cut off communication. They've seen ends. They're no stranger to endings and pain and heartbreak and suffering. They want a different result. They want to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They want you to fill them with the strength to pursue. Pile 4. What is pile 4's person not telling them? We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. We have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. I only got 2 cards, but I only want 1, so we're going to take them back. And we have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, I definitely feel like they're drawn to you. Because, again, they feel like you're a guardian angel or you're a spirit guide or you're some type spiritual effect in their life. And this could be the divine plan that they're supposed to learn something through you, but they're definitely attracted to your energy. I feel like it's not even though there is romantic feelings here, I feel as though they don't recognize the romantic feelings yet because they know they're in a period of darkness that they need to overcome before they can pursue you romantically. I feel like it's more their higher self talking to me than them in the present moment. So I feel like learning these lessons through you will develop a romantic connection with you, but in the moment they just feel drawn to you intuitively, like they feel like there's something they're supposed to learn from you. And then we go to this card and it's like, this is you and you're showing them the magic and you're like, look what I could do, look what you could experience. And this magic here, which goes back to this light, okay, those are one and the same, is kind of like serendipity or spiritual insights, or you're awakening them to the magic of the world. Maybe you talk about something and then the song comes up on the radio, or something happens and then you see numbers confirming what you guys just occurred and you're just like, did you notice that? Did you look at that? You're helping them see the awareness, like you're helping them gather awareness of their circumstances. And you're like, this is how you get out of this darkness. You notice the little glimmers of light. You don't look for the sun just yet. And the little glimmers and the little sparkles that are seeding those moments will help you flourish into the warmth that you're looking for. And you're teaching them how to stop and smell the roses, how to be more grateful for the experience. Or even when something bad happens, they're kind of like, how are you so full of faith still? How are you still grateful even for the challenges? And you're just like, challenges are lessons to be learned. Like there's always something to learn. You're helping them see the spiritual side of things. What is Pile 4's person not telling them? So yeah, they're not telling you that they have this intuitive pull to you. They're like magnetically drawn towards you. We have number 32, which comes down to 5. 5 is about changing, transitions. It says the gatekeeper, gatekeeper power, abundance. They have their eye on you. That's something they haven't told you. They feel like you're like the gatekeeper of the spiritual knowledge. You could feel as though you're not even that spiritual, or like you're like, I can't take any students. Like, I'm still learning myself. But now the student becomes the teacher. It gave me Yoda vibes for a quick second. Yeah, they feel like you're very powerful. And you know how to create a sense of abundance around you and in your reality. And they want you to pour that knowledge into them. I even got this image of like, you ever seen The Sword in the Stone? And Merlin is helping Arthur, and he didn't know Arthur was going to become the king, the wart, but he knew he was going to do something important. And he had like life lessons that turned into little lessons that turned into other things. Or like Mr. Miyagi on the wax off, wax on situation, where it's like you think you're just learning something and it's just something regular, but it's paying homage, or it's like paying it forward into the knowledge bank. So with these coins, I feel like you're giving them a coin, and you're like, this may have the appearance of just being a gold coin or like a golden dollar, but in actuality, this is a currency that we use to exchange for our better profit. But what's a better profit than giving it forward to someone who's in need of it? And you let it go knowing with the intention that the abundance will return to you. And then you give the golden dollar to like a homeless person on the street or something. It's giving me a 6 of Pentacles energy. What is Pile 4's person not telling them? We have the gift, communication, gift, crystals. Yeah, they think you have the gift. They recognize your power. They know you talk to spirits, or you communicate with angels. Maybe you're a medium. Maybe you just carry a crystal around and you're like, oh yeah, I like black obsidian. I use it as a form of protection. I think that's what black obsidian is for. Or you're like, yeah, I carry around a rose quartz in my pocket because I'm trying to attract love. And you're presenting them the gift of spiritual knowledge. They want to accept that gift from you. And exactly, we have celestial, cosmos, creation, spiral.
Auntie.
What's up? Oh yeah, the gift was number 7. 7 represents spiritual interaction. And then we have celestial, which is number 8. And 8 represents abundance. And then we had abundance right here. So celestial, cosmos, creation, spiral. The celestial, the ethereal, the spirituality of it all, the cosmos. You're telling them, you're giving them the inside scoop, okay? And with spiral, it's a little dizzying. It's a little overwhelming about, because so many people are sleeping on the magic. I feel like you're Morpheus. Remember, I was thinking of an M word. Morpheus wasn't the word, but I feel like you're Morpheus and they're Neo, and they want you to help follow the white rabbit. They want you to be their guide. And again, this is almost like Neo and Trinity, because we have romantic feelings. So initially, they don't know romantic feelings are there. Trinity is to love the one, but she didn't know Neo was the one in the beginning. But things developed. You present them, they want you to present them with the gift of waking them up from the matrix. They want your spiritual insight poured into them. They want their third eye open, okay? They want you to admit the truth behind Illuminati and reptilian creatures and I don't know, something. I don't know if your spiritual gift is oracle cards and they want you to teach them how to get connected, or you're a starseed and they want you to tell the truth about the cosmos. Like, there's something. What is Pile 4's person not telling them? What is Pile 4's person not telling them? We have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Yeah, maybe you only give your spiritual insight to friends. Maybe you only give free readings to friends. I don't know, something like that. They want to be in the inner circle, okay? What is Pile 4's person not telling them? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Or maybe they know spirituality means a lot to you, and because they have these romantic feelings they want to explore, they have this love for you, they trust you enough. Because, okay, everyone should know this. I feel like it's common sense, but if you do not resonate with a reader, if you do not resonate with the spiritual insight that someone is trying to give you, do not fucking listen to them, okay? You should be connected to your soul tribe. You should be connected to like minds, you know? Maybe you don't know why you're drawn to this person, but you guys have both came from the same planet. There's something there. But if you don't have this connection, a friendship, a sense of love for this person, don't listen to whatever the fuck they gotta tell you, okay? I don't care if they're a spiritual person or a regular person. If you don't respect their opinion, and we have abundance, okay? It says, I'm a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I want in this desired physical reality, which goes back to that abundance energy where you're telling them they're going to pay it forward. It's going to come back to them, all of the good stuff. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so I feel like they have a love for you, a love for your insights, a love for your energy, and they want to learn from you. And I feel like you even initially are kind of like, I don't know what I could teach you. I don't know how I'll be of benefit to you, but just being your friend, there is like this influence you have on their lifestyle. Because imagine your friends now. There's friends where you give advice in a certain way where it's like, me personally, I wouldn't interact with that drama. I wouldn't deal with any lower level beings. I wouldn't associate with anyone who doesn't respect my boundaries. I think it's best to walk away from instances that no longer serve me. It's just a different mindset. And you're so used to it, so maybe you don't see it. Or maybe, you know, you used to be in this darkness yourself and you found spirituality in some way. And they want you to give that same energy. Again, you're paying it forward. I'm trying to think of how I got into spirituality. I think it was from watching Charmed and Monica the Medium, and, you know, just intuitively getting pulled in the correct the directions necessary. And some people can easily pick up on the mystical, and some people need guidance and need help, and they really want your help, and they don't know how to ask you about this. They don't know how to approach about this because they're kind of confused, and they know they're kind of isolated, and they know they're kind of disconnected from reality or from friendships or from others, but they want you to help them see the good. They want you to help them see the light. For a small portion of you, because I don't even really fuck with religion like that, they want you to take them under your wing, like bring them to your church, introduce them to your Bible study, help them look at things in a more spiritual way. And spiritual doesn't have to mean cosmos and spirit guides. Spiritual could mean Jesus and the Bible, because we did have that one card that said gratitude is my religion. But again, that's just for a small portion of you. Granted, I don't think anybody on my video is one of those churchy, religious, annoying people, so I'm sure it's all in good faith and good fun. But yeah, and we did have 2711 on the recording time, if that means anything to anyone. I feel like also this person could be starving for the light, starving for help and for direction. And maybe they don't appear that way, but remember what you felt like when you were isolated and you were on the sidelines. It could even be a weirdo energy where like the weirdo kid just feels like they have to be out isolated and on the sidelines and there's no one there to help them. And you surface and you're meeting them with a place of love, and you're like, let me give you this gift of friendship, and let me give you the secrets that I used, and maybe they could benefit you, and you help them find their freedom and their strength to pursue. What is pile 4 not telling? What is pile 4's person not telling them? And they're your person, so of course there's love here. There's romantic feelings. But I don't think they're, for the most part, I don't think they're trying to get with you because they like you or they love you. I feel like the love will grow when they see all the insight and all the awakening you've done for them. But for a small portion of you, they already have a crush on you and they recognize you're a spiritual person and they want you to lead them to the light. It's also giving me, for a small portion of you, they're not in the same religion you are. Maybe you're Jewish and you're only going to marry Jewish people and they decide to convert if you choose to be their mentor, their guide into the religion. They're like, for you, I will. Pile 4. What is their person not telling them? What is pile 4's person not telling them? But I feel like they're starving for love, for friendships, for light. That they don't even know how to act. They don't even know how to ask for help. They've been by themselves for so long. What is pile 4's person not telling them? We had Alliance pop out, which goes back to that friendship energy. But it was 2 cards and I only want 1. That's why I didn't take it. What is pile 4's person not telling them? I feel like they could even be homeless for some of you. I just got this like homeless smell. And I know what you're thinking. I don't want to date someone who's homeless. But like sometimes someone's homeless because of bad circumstances and situations, which is like most of the unhoused. And you help, you know, you give them a bath and you pay some nice kindness in their direction. And you guide them in a way and they could become a whole different person. And next thing you know, they're the pastor of the church, you know, and they just needed that little help and that little assistance to get out of their poverty. Or they're like a recovering crackhead or something like that. And they just needed that guidance, that direction, that compass to change everything. But we have Fortune with Lakshmi, number 27, which comes down to number 9. 9 is about completion. But Fortune, abundance. And this is the gold coins that I mentioned before. Gold coins, abundance. I feel like you think you're just mouthing off about some teachings you learned and some books you read, but for them it's such a fortune, it's such an abundance, it's such a thing that a gift that they're gonna carry with themselves forever. This experience with you is gonna completely change their outlook on life. Remember how much spirituality changed you. And then we have Demeter with number 11, and that says nurturer. 11 is about balance. They need to balance the light and the dark. They've been in the dark so long. They've been in poverty so long. They've been in unemployment so long. They've been in disconnection for so long. They really need to have someone help them nurture the other side of things. And we are almost done. What is pile 4's person not telling them? What is pile 4's person not telling them? We have Homeland, number 44, which comes down to number 8. 8 is about abundance again. Okay, we have arrival, a journey ends, establishment, being settled. Building, settled, homeland. Yeah, journey ends. The journey of their darkness is ending, and you're going to be the help for that. Even if you feel as though, again, you're no teacher, I'm still a student, whatever the case may be, you're going to help them be settled. You're going to help them establish the initial foundation for their future when it comes to, again, the cosmos, the celestial, the bigger picture. You're the white rabbit. Okay, we're going to pull some tea leaves and then we will be done. But before we do that, I want to pull this deck. I only pulled it for one other group. I think, pile 2. So pile 2 and pile 4, even numbers. That wasn't intentional. That just happened that way. What does pile 4's person want them to know? Pile 4's person. What do they want them to know? We have, I honor all my needs, my fears, and my desires. Yeah. I feel like with them being homeless, you could be a little bit scared because they have this image of being a little disastrous, or I don't know. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I feel like you need to address those fears where it's like, okay, I decided I will help you, but we have to meet in a neutral setting that's around other people only in the daytime because I don't really know you yet. But once we deepen our bond, okay, once we have more of a friendship established, those things can change. Or your needs, you're like, okay, I decided to help you, but I need commitment, discipline, and dedication from you, whatever the case may be. So even though you're helping someone, you can still get certain things out of it, is the energy I'm getting. But nevertheless, we're picking 7 of the tea leaves. What does pile 4's person want them, not want them to know? What is pile 4's person not telling them? What is pile 4's person not telling them? I feel like even you could be a nurse, and that's how you ran into this homeless person or this addict, or you work at a rehabilitation center. I don't know. But I just get the energy that this person has been through a lot of darkness, a lot of pain, a lot of hard times, and they really just need someone to cut them some slack. And even some of you are like, I don't want to date a crackhead. Do you watch Euphoria? Okay, Rue, the character Zendaya portrays, is the definition of a crackhead. And I know some of you watch it and it's because it's Zendaya. You're like, but I would still love you, Zendaya, but I would fix you, but I would be Jules, and I would date you, and I would, you know? So give it that same energy. But anyway, what is Pile 4's person not telling them? Pile 4's person not telling them. Come on. What is pile 4's person not telling them? Look how this card, I picked this card, and this card was stuck in my finger. Like, it just wanted to come out. So the card I picked was table, hard work ahead. Obviously, they have a lot to learn, so there is some hard work ahead, but you got this. And the card that just wanted to come out was crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Maybe you could eventually have a kid with them, but honestly, the energy I'm getting is that birth of an enterprise, which is that new beginning, this new connection, this new agreement, or, you know, something of the sort. We have dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past, which goes back to all this abundance energy that is pouring out of here. And dolphins are very intelligent. So I feel like when you look at them, you're like, oh, they're just a fish, even though I'm pretty sure a dolphin is a mammal. And you have these assumptions about them. But then you get to know them, you develop this friendship, and you recognize all of this intelligence that's here. And you're just like, wow, there's more than meets the eye with you. We have older woman, dealings or relationships with an older woman. We have shield, you need to defend yourself. We have wedge, someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Yeah, I feel like, okay, I already know what I'm going to say, but let me get the last card. We have whale, great worry over nothing. So we have whale and dolphin. There could be something around the ocean. Maybe you meet them near a body of water. Okay, so basically what they're not saying is that they've never asked for help before because they know people will feel like they need to shield themselves from this person, or they feel like they need to defend against their appearance or their expectation of them. But honestly, it's giving me Tarzan vibe with this crib, right? So Tarzan was found in a crib, abandoned, and obviously he grew up around apes. So from the appearance, he seems very uneducated, very animalistic, very uncultured or different from you. But it's just because he hasn't been in a position where he could be educated. He hasn't been in a position where he's gaining the correct knowledge. So I feel like your person is willing to work hard to get these teachings. And with great worry over nothing, I feel like, again, you feel like you need to shield yourself from their energy or from their past. But the expectations is the wedge between you. So they're kind of presenting themselves with like, don't judge me for my isolation, don't judge me for my people skills. I've been in isolation. I haven't been around people for a while. Don't judge me for the fact that I don't know how to interact with a certain group of people. I've been unemployed for a while. Don't judge me for the things that I haven't been able to change about myself. Judge me after the fact. After you teach me some things, see how quick of a sponge I am. See how easily I learn. See how I'm willing to commit to the hard parts and the hard work. Then you could judge me on my discipline. You could judge me on my devotion. You could judge me on my ambitions. But don't judge me for my past. And I feel like they're very intelligent, which is where all this abundance is coming from. I feel like your teachings are going to be very abundant from them. Again, this is something they could move forward with and have a sense of gratitude towards. But with financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past, I feel like the past is going to be the day you meet them. And then you plant all these seeds in them and help them grow. And the future is the day that they get the gain, they get the abundance, they get the betterment of what has occurred. And this is your person. So eventually love will surface and flourish. But again, this is so beginning. This is so, you didn't even plant the seed yet. Okay, this is literally just scraping up the ground and getting the soil loose to eventually house a seed. Yeah, so this is what I have for you. Pile 4. If this resonated with you, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Good luck with this. You're going to be an amazing influence on this person and what they can achieve in life. And I will see you next time. Bye.